check. Be right back. Wait a minute. Going live. Going live? You better go live. Okay. Okay. Hey, Gordon. How are you? Kevin will be right here in a minute. Hi, Tracy. Hi, Jules. Hi, Pat. Hi, Claire. Hi, Joe. Did I miss anybody? Hi, Northern. Who did I miss? Hi, John. Anyway, so he's going down to, hi, Dee. He's going down to get himself something to drink. And when he gets back up, Kevin is here to visit. He got here about an hour ago. And we went out to get his stuff out of the car. And he came back in. I was already upstairs. He came back in. He said, "You got company tonight?" And I said, "Probably. Why?" He goes, "Well, I heard him already, so I'm hoping." Anyways, if not, then, hi, Tim. Then, hi, Chev. Nice to see you. Then my husband, which he'll be on here shortly, I believe, said that he would like to hear a little bit of Kevin's story, so Kevin said okay. Hi, Pam. How is everybody tonight? Everybody doing okay? I'm going to ask for prayer for Frank, for his dad. They've taken him off the ventilator and he's not breathing real well. So prayers for him, prayers for Martha and the flooding in her area. Yeah, he finally made it. One of these days you'll make it too, Chev. Hey, Quinn. So directly in front of us now is Kevin's car, so we're going to have lots of places for them to hide tonight if they decide they want to come visit. Let me turn up my volume. Oh, it's up. So everybody's doing okay then? I looked on the radar. The next 4 days are going to be beautiful on the property. Oh, that's just my front light in my front yard. Porch light, kinda. Hey, Martha. Hi, Cryptid. Yeah, me too, Gordon. But the next 4 days are supposed to be without, you're welcome, John, without rain. It's supposed to get up into the 70s and then down into the 60s or 50s at night, so it'd be perfect for us to go to the property. And Kevin said that he'll help with that, so, and from another sweet family member, sent me a little bit of money to help get down to the property. Thank you. You know who you are. I love you. And there you are, Frank. We're praying, Frank. We're praying, we're praying, we're praying. We'll get down to the property. Yeah, me too. Bella can't go up there. Bella has a hard time up there. You can go. Well, I guess Bella can go. Good thinking, Martha. I would do that too. If the power's gonna go out, I'd make sure I'd made myself a pot of coffee first. I know, honey. I just said, go ahead and bring her. She's sleeping with you, though. I'm teasing. She snores horribly. But yeah, I think the weather will be perfect, honey. If you think you'll be able to go, I'd love to have you come. My husband, Dennis, here doesn't usually get to go with me because it's too hot. He can't breathe in hot weather, and we have no air conditioning. So, but if the temperature's going to be nice enough, I mean, even 70s is pretty hot. But I think you can handle it, don't you? Hey, Rick, how are you? Denny, there's Rick from Woodburger Farm. Hey, Lewis, how are you? Did you guys see? I have 910 subs. Scrubs. Yeah, everybody. Dennis Sims is my husband. Hush, Pam. Bella doesn't like it up there. Egg. Sure. Northern I have gone out. Look for tracks. Here's the whippoorwill. Yeah, I know, baby. You don't like to type, but it's all right. You're doing really well. I'm proud of you. I'm glad that you're here. Anyways, on the property, I found a juvenile's print. I found bear prints, cougar prints, dog prints, horse print, horse hoofs. But because I can't do anything on this, member, Quinn, I have to wait until I have 1,000 subs, or if I go back and watch it, I can go ahead. Okay, Tim, thanks for stopping by. It's nice to see you. Yeah, haha, Gordon, you're funny. Really, John? Oh, really? I'll put everybody in timeout. Hey, Matt, how are you? Oh, you guys aren't going to start this, you know? Glad to hear. Yeah, Martha's here. As long as she has power, she might be able to tell you. She loses power again, and she won't be here either. I know. Well, as soon as he's done, putting all of his stuff away and getting ready, then he'll come in here. He's going to get his drink and his cigarettes, and I got him all set up over here for him to sit. And you guys call me mean? Oh my goodness. You guys are so bad. Thank you, Gordon. Anyways, I'm going to put this over here, move you a little bit. So when Kev gets over here and gets in his chair, you guys will be able to hear him. Not according to everybody else. They're all calling me meanie. My mom used to say, your horns are showing. Fallen halo. Yeah, I don't know how to do it either. No campfire tonight. But we are leaving tomorrow, Cryptid, to go to the property. So we'll have campfire there. Of course, I'm not going to see you guys for 5 days. Hey, Shane, how are you? Rick, did you pull their heads off first and show the kitties how to do it? Yeah, you guys aren't going to ever let me live that down. That was an accident. I had scrubs on the brain. I couldn't help it. Yeah, we'll leave tomorrow. We'll come back Thursday because I think Friday, it's going to be 4 days. I think Friday is supposed to be severe thunderstorms, so we'll probably head back Thursday. I'm not real sure yet. I hope so, Northern. Yeah, he said he feels the Spirit of the Lord here. Hey, Bob, how are you? Stop it. You're going to get me in trouble. I couldn't help it. It was an honest mistake. Well, I'm doing much better today, thank you. Yesterday was a nightmare. A lot of people are going to go live, so you don't forget you have Bigfoot Odyssey. They're going to go live. Well, that'll be Friday. No, Wednesday. Wednesday. Oh, yeah, Rick, those were some pretty rocks. You do really well, Louis. We all appreciate you. What's wrong with scrubbing bubbles? Who's Bigfoot Anonymous? I just heard that. I don't know who Bigfoot Anonymous is. Anybody else know who it is? Look where I'm at, North. I'm at 910 subs. Oh. I don't know. It's gotta be Lewis. He bounces back and forth and subs to people's channels. I don't know, I'm listening. Oh my goodness. Almost, Bob. I almost have it. We're getting there. I think those last 90 is going to be hard to get. The whole family is subbed. No, Kevin is in the. Kevin's either downstairs or up in the bathroom. We'll get you there, Bob. You and Matt, and we'll get you there, and Lewis. Streamlabs scripted. Hey, Michael. Use Streamlabs. You can do it. Just do the same thing as you would if you were using OBS. Just go to Streamlabs and then do that stream number and put it in the bottom, and it takes it right to YouTube. Thank you, Dee. Who disappeared on you? Streamlabs. It's called all one word, Streamlabs. That's how I'm doing this now. Joe, keep it up. I don't know. I don't know if it works on Mac. He's getting... Still buffering? Hold on. Make sure this is plugged in. We unplugged it. This is plugged in. Am I still buffering? Okay, are we back? Yeah. Oh, I don't know what it's with this portal. There you go. Okay. So what do we got going on there? Hey, Miss Lizzie. You have the phone, huh? So one day this week, Lizzie and I are going to go out and do our little woods expedition type thing. Gampa Two Bears. Yeah, Lizzie's going to show us what she's learned. We'll be using 2 cameras too, one for Lizzie to upload on hers and one for me to upload on mine. No, we're not going to do any night hikes. We're just going to go out probably pretty close to the RV, and she's just going to show off a little bit of her bushcrafting skills. I heard a stick break. Where's Tommy? Tommy's here? Come on, babies. Oh, there's got to be something else comparable, Bob. Well, hi, Tommy. How are you? The heck is that? Yep, Kevin's here. Well, he's somewhere here. He disappeared. He does that. He's somewhere around here. Are you guys there? Okay. Hold on. Stay there, guys. Yeah, it was Kevin. Hold on a second. Let me check on him. I'll be right back. Yay, Tommy, I'm proud of you. Congratulations. Yeah, no, that I don't think I'd be laughing. Yeah. Yeah, he is. He's just got some, he's putting stuff away. He's almost ready. Stop being impatient. Patience, dear, patience, patience. It's not even midnight yet. We have 4 hours here. I'm teasing. I don't know how long he'll make it. He's tired. I will as soon as he gets out of little boy's room. Hey, Arena. How are you, hon? I don't do such things, John. All right, now you children behave yourself. Don't make me come down there. No, he's not going to show his face, literally. You better behave yourself, Bob. No, he's not camera shy. Good night, Rick. Sleep well. God bless. I hope you have a great day at work tomorrow. No, not to me, Jules. No, he likes his 12-inch spikes on his head. I think I'd die of shock if he asked me to cut his hair. That was funny. What was that? Frog? Is that a frog? Who's got their ears on? Okay, Pam. Okie dokie, Miss Pam. Yeah, me too, Martha. We are coffee holics. Hi, Shadow. How are you? Oh, oh, oh. Shane, how are you guys doing? No, I don't drink soda. Stomach's doing much better today. Yesterday was a nightmare. Today's much better. Thank you, Jules. Ecamm? I'll see if I can remember that. That way somebody else, if they're doing Mac. Yeah, Rena, I know. There's a lot of places. I'm glad we don't have any rain right now. I spent most of yesterday in and out of bed. And I was hurting bad. Really bad. Well, Shane, remember I told you you can post your PayPal here? We're supposed to get bad storms again starting Friday. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday next week. Or at the end of this week. This coming weekend. Hey, Miss Christie. How are you, lady? Oh, yeah. The river's down. Now I got a bunch of sinkholes popping up all different places. You're welcome, hon. If you need help, you're always welcome to post your PayPal here. I did. And there's a group that I follow that are called the Minutemen. They go out and do search and rescue and stuff like that. And they were showing a video about I guess it was one of those cranes that fell over on an apartment building. Did you see that? Well, Shane, all you gotta do is just send it to me and then I'll put it on my channel. Hey, Matt the brat. Oh, there goes that stupid air conditioner. Really? I didn't know that. They hadn't, oh yes, they did say one person had died. Take that back. How you doing tonight, Matt? You were at the beach? Hi, CA. How are you? I should be getting the books here pretty soon. Dr. Seuss books, and I'm going to start reading them. I haven't been to the beach in forever. No, I'm hearing little noises out there, but I have not seen anything. I can't see anything anyway. It's pitch black out there. See? Hear that? What fact about dolphins? Okay, Christy. No, I'm not turning on a flashlight. They won't come close if I turn on lights. Bad enough with a big one right there. I have to find my bucket. Put a bucket on top of it. Hi, County. Hey, Wayne. Me too, North. Lewis, I'm surprised too. Like, get that thing out of here. I said we were going to go out there and just, take the bulb out, but I keep forgetting. It's a blonde moment, perpetual. North, you better behave yourself. Christy will get you, I know, Dee. You won't get any eye shine. Well, no, I got eye shine the other day. He did say hi. Chat's going really fast. I think Kevin fell in. Mike Christie? Hi, Corey. You two better quit. They're starting already. It's early and they're already at it. Oh my gosh, you two are bad. How you doing, Corey? We were talking about that paper that you were going over on your chat. I mean, on your channel. They really didn't admit to much, did they? They loved just going around in circles. That's the government for you. You'll never get a straight answer. You know, it would have been easier if they just would have typed up a letter and said in two great big huge letters N-O, you know? That would have ended it. Exactly. They're like I said, they're going to just keep going back and forth with the same letter over and over and over and over again. And nothing has changed, nothing was said. But, you know, at least you made it public. So a lot of people got to, you know, but a lot of people said the same thing. What did they do? They didn't admit to anything. I'm wondering if anything's going to happen with Claudia. I think she backed off, didn't she? I think she was going at it a different way. We don't have a basement here, but they probably did. They're probably sitting downstairs jaw jacking, you know, listening to us, laughing the whole time. I wouldn't doubt it. Okay, Shane. Well, I'll make sure that I post it, hon. It won't let me do it right now because I'm using my phone. You've got storms by you too. Well, yeah, you have Arena and Martha and now Shane. I know, I'm waiting for him. I just heard the door open too, so you guys need to be patient. You're a bunch of kids, I'm telling you. I'll put you all in the corner and time out. Every one of you. Oh, I don't want to do with you guys. Stop it, John. You know I'll do it. Hi, Elizabeth. Thank you very much for the prayers, and yes, we are continually in our prayers. You tell us when to stop. I heard you, CA. Kevin, 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 Kevin. I'm not going to rush him. I'm just going to wait till he saunters on in here and sits down, takes a deep breath, and goes, okay, now I'm ready. Well, that's a good idea. I'll be right back. I need coffee too, and I got to turn off that stupid air conditioner. All right, so I'll be right back. You guys behave yourself. You hear me? Behave yourself. I'll be right back. Okay, I just went and checked on Kevin. He said 5 minutes. No, 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 no. I'm not gone. I'm right here. Hey, Laura. Are you leaving, Christy? Kevin said he'll be here in 5 minutes. Everyone hide. You guys are so bad. I swear, I can't leave you alone for 5 minutes. Either someone's breathing in the window or... Hey, at least you're not sitting here waiting for, waiting for it to start. Like if I'd have posted this earlier that I was going to begin at, say, 12 o'clock, and here it's 9 minutes later, and you guys are all going, live. Where are they? They're late. Is that Central Time? Eastern? You love the squeaky board, Christy. Okay, Jules. No, there's cats around here somewhere. I'm Central. Hey, Pacific. Yes, I will, hon. This does not come to a surprise to any of you. We have Lewis, we have Matt, we have Gordon, we have Joe. These are our comedians. Bugs on the window. Because you're not a comedian. No, I take that back. Okay, you're part of the comedian. Matt is the brat. Okay, there you go. Oh, someone stole my tin hat. Yes, CA, they definitely keep us laughing. Squeaky boards, you hear what that is? You guys know what that means? Yes, you are, Gordon. Bob, stop that. I think Matt took my tin hat. You got what?
An extra tin hat.
Okay. Oh, we're gonna go on this. Who's older? You guys are just like kids, I'm telling you. You can grab that one, it's easier.
That's all right.
All right.
Let's go by how old we feel.
Yeah, let's go by how old we feel. I did not call you old. Gordon?
Grunting and groaning isn't coming from outside, it's coming from right here. Yeah.
Okay, you got it. You got it. You got it. Okay, there you go.
It was hard to find the ground.
You're not gonna be able to sit like that. Can you sit like that?
Now that I'm here, yes.
Okay. Hey, everybody, say hello to Kevin.
Hey guys, how are ya?
Kevin, we miss you.
Miss you guys too. You guys really don't know how much I miss it. Mr. BF in Germany, how you doing, buddy?
Yeah, he told me to say hi to you, but I didn't. No, we're sitting on the floor. I can't get him a chair. He won't be able to see the chat. Yes, Lewis, all the cats are in the portal.
I'm doing well, thank you. Hey guys, good to see everybody.
They were all chanting.
Were they?
Kevin, Kevin, Kevin.
I was trying to find a creative way to wipe with only 3 squares of toilet paper.
That's all that was in there?
Yes, that's what I was taking. It's like,
Look behind you.
ah, great.
Oh my gosh, that's too funny. Whiskey bottles? No, we don't drink. I don't drink. You don't drink, do you?
No, not in 24,
Yeah.
24 years.
Yep. Well, you're not sitting here, Gordon.
Yeah, mine's no padding left anymore.
I told you to sit on that.
Hey, Chef, how you doing, buddy? Yes, it is.
Louis, you're not 85. Knock it off. You're as bad as Matt the Brat. Matt's not 87 either.
How old am I? 105.
Oh my gosh, you guys are horrible. Stop it.
I feel like it right now. I'll bust it up again.
Yeah, I know. So, anyways, Denny, where are you?
Christy, yeah.
Do you need toilet paper?
It was me that needed it.
Well, it was in here. I kind of...
Glad to be here, Chef. You know that. Were your ears burning, Chef? I was talking about you a little bit ago.
There you go. Hubby's here.
Nice. Northern Idaho Sasquatch. His name's Kevin also.
Yep.
And we're both from Idaho.
Oh, that's cool.
Sweet.
Oh gosh, you guys are bad.
What?
They found JCPenney catalog for paper.
Yeah, I needed something. I didn't have anything in there.
Stop. Stop.
I'm just about using my sock.
Oh my gosh. Stop. Okay. Well, anyways. So, anybody have any questions? Hey, Mike. Yeah, you can talk to Bob now.
Yep.
Whatever works, exactly. I'll have to show you guys the right kind of leaves to use out in the woods.
Don't use poison oak. I did that once. I tried it. You won't like it. About 35 years ago when I was a kid, I used poison oak. Trust me, it wasn't a good time.
Oh my gosh. You're making my GERD work. No, Kevin's not fixing the squeaky board. I like it that way. Ew, that's nasty.
Christy, did you say something again? If you did, I didn't. I missed it. Or were you just saying hi?
What does it smell like? Oh, goodness, Joe.
What do you think it smells like, Joe? I had tacos yesterday.
All right, all right, all right.
Sorry.
All right, guys. We've... Okay, whatever. Oh, my gosh. All right. We're not going there. Let's keep it clean.
Well, I couldn't. There wasn't any toilet paper.
Oh my gosh, that's it. Yeah, Bob wants tacos.
Oh, sorry.
Not those. Never mind. Never mind. Shh. All right. Hey, Barb. Kids is right. Oh my gosh. Kevin, D will give you Christy. Yes, I'll give you Christy's number.
Yeah, please do.
Gordon, stop it. Oh, you guys are horrible. Right there where the truck was backed up,
Yeah.
in between those two trees. And that's that night that we were sitting
Yeah,
there.
Joe.
And you saw the eye shine. They
Yep.
just popped up like headlights.
Nice. I was on that night.
You were on that night?
Yeah. Christy, do you have my number? Did Chev give it to you?
Me too, Martha. You can't tell him
Did
the
you hear
whole.
that?
Yeah, I know. I heard that. You can't tell him the whole story tonight. Denny wants to hear your story, but you can't tell him the whole story.
Which one?
I don't know, Denny. Which one? What part of what do you want to hear? When he first met Glag? I mean, what do you want to hear? Okay, Bob. Why? What? I don't know. Because he'll tell you his story when you tell us what part you want to hear.
Baby,
A story. He just wants. Look at all. And Cripsa just wants a story.
a baby wipe would have been heaven.
Yeah. Well, I got those too. Now you can't have them now.
They need old man wipes.
Well, I got those too. They're in that bag right there. So I'll put them in there. They go to the property with us. Well, he'll be here for 5 hours if he tells the whole story. Remember, he did it or longer. You were
yeah,
here
it was 11
what?
episodes, 10
Yeah,
episodes.
I was gonna say. We have 5 hours. No, I'm sure that Kev can give you kind of a lowdown, but we can't do the whole story.
I need an idea of what you want, because
The story is really long, you know.
there was so much
Yeah,
that I did that I'd need a little bit more specific, or I'd have to start at the beginning.
Yeah.
And you don't want that, because you'll see a 50-year-old man cry again. No, and that ain't happening.
You better not cry. You'll make me cry.
Better get talking.
Condensed version. Is that possible?
Do the Reader's Digest condensed version?
Yeah.
What, just say every fifth word out of the interviews?
All right. Start with what happened first meeting.
Okay. My first meeting with Glag, or the first time I ever saw one? They're both kind of interesting.
How about the first time you saw one?
All right.
Cliff notes. I was going to say that too. Ignore them. Just, I'll do it. I'll ask you the questions.
Because I need my glasses, or you need to make the screen bigger.
Scream can't get any bigger, and I can't give you your glasses.
All right. Well, the first time that I was ever, what would you say, introduced, or my eyes were open to what was really out there. I was 14 or 15. Forgive me, I've had a stroke. My memory's not as good as it used to be. But one of my first years of hunting, my dad and two of my brothers and me went hunting. Left about 5 o'clock in the morning, 4:30 or so, and got up to the top of this ridge that my dad dropped me off, and about a mile later he dropped one of my other brothers off, and then a mile later he dropped another brother off, and then there was a road way down below that he was going to drive down to and try to push something up to us. And okay, I'm sorry.
They're jaw-jacking. Just go ahead. Don't worry about them. I'll clue
I
in.
just went from the road up the embankment, up across probably about 40, 50 yards, up to the very, very top of this ridge, that the road was following, and found a rock outcropping that was right at the edge of the trees, and just sat down and waited for the sun to come up. It was starting to get light, but the sun wasn't up yet. And I think I dozed off, actually. But I woke up, it sounded like a freight train coming up the steep side of the mountain, which was my right. Hold on, pause just a second. You see the eyes right in front of my car? There's something.
Yeah. He was listening to your story.
Yep.
Quit watching out there and
Well,
tell your story.
I'm just
You can't help it, guys.
I'm just interested in what's out there. I
There's-
did wax it, and it's nice and shiny, but that's not shine off the wax. But holy cow, there's one right behind your truck too.
Yeah, they're always behind my truck.
Okay, well,
I'm gonna do this to you if you don't stop. Okay, so it
Squirrel.
was on. They were on your right.
Yeah, and it sounded like a freight train coming up the ravine that was off to my right. Where I was sitting, the ridge, it kind of made a sweeping right-hand turn around this nice little ravine, and just a few seconds later, up come a young bull elk, just running, for all he is worth, up that super steep ravine, and when he got to the top, there I am, maybe 10, 15 yards away, and he turns towards me and came right at me, and it's like, that's, kind of freaked me out there for a couple of seconds, but when he got to me, angled off, I could have reached out and touched him when he ran by. That's how close he was. And he was, breathing super hard. He is all lathered up, so I knew he'd been running for a while. And then, he made it across that 40, 50 yards down across the road and was, steadily moving out. But there was something else coming up the ravine also. I wasn't paying attention to the sounds at that time because of that young spike that run right in front of me. And then, when I realized that there's something else, I thought to myself, when something's happening and it happens in a matter of seconds, but it feels like, you've got all the time in the world.
Yep.
I turn back around and I think that, cool, if that's a young bull running, there's probably a big old huge bull chasing him. So even though I was just deer hunting, I'm going to get to see a nice big bull. But what come up the ridge wasn't a bull elk. I had no idea what it was back then. I had no words for it other than it was a monster. I'm still focusing. You see that?
You guys ought to see his head on a swivel looking outside the window while he's telling you guys this story. Okay, so.
But here, and the size of this thing that was chasing that bull elk was, I'd never seen anything that big that, obviously was moving fast because of the sound coming up the ravine. He was gaining on the bull elk, but, he put on the brakes and stopped right when he got to the top of the ridge because he saw me also. But I never saw from the knees down, so I technically can't tell you whether or not it was a Bigfoot.
Okay, what did he look like, though?
It's hard to explain, but I'll try. It's everything else about that was so eye-opening. Is when he stopped, first thing I realized is it's massive. It's like elephant size, but yet it moves quicker than a bull elk through the trees. That was just crazy. But he hadn't even made it up to where I could see from his knees down, and I was probably 3 or 4 feet above the top of the ridge, sitting on the outcropping, and I still had to look up to meet him in the eyes. It was that big.
How far away were you from him?
From here to your truck, maybe. What is that, 20 yards?
20, I was going to say 20 yards. Yeah. Wow.
And he's carrying a rock the size of a ginormous watermelon. And I probably said something or stammered something or didn't, but, right when he came up and stopped, this thing looked at me, give me a once-over from my toes to my head, looked at my rifle that was laying in the crook of my left arm, and I noticed that he looked at that. And I think I said something like, "This ain't for you," or "This is just for the deer." Something like that. I don't remember exactly. I think I said something, but don't remember what. And he just stood there and looked at me. And even though you couldn't see whites of his eyes, I knew exactly where he was looking. And the thing that scared me was the intelligence. I mean, the calculating. It wasn't just an animal, it was something that was thinking about how much of a threat I was, and should he continue on his hunt, or, maybe chuck the rock at me. I know if he would have wanted me, there's nothing I could have done. I couldn't have got my rifle up in time to take a shot if he would have thrown that rock my way.
I don't think people really realize how fast that part is, because I agree, and I've said that many times, that when you look at them, and I've heard a lot of people say this before too, the intelligence in their face, you're wondering the same time they're wondering. You don't know how much more
Yep.
they're wondering than you are. And so you both have split seconds, but they're 10 times faster than
Yep,
you.
yep.
So that your brain has to, I think your brain has to shut down, and that's where people get to that,
Yep.
they don't know what to do. They're, and you've
there's-
been out in the woods for years and years and years, but that's one of those charming moments.
That's
Absolutely.
one of the things that your mind can't wrap itself around what you're looking at. You can't relate it to anything that you can, that you have any experience with or ever think you will. It's something totally outside of that, and that's why I think a lot of people get scared and, I thought I was going to die. Well, why? What did it do? Well, it looked at me.
Right, exactly. Yeah. You and I've talked about that before.
If they wanted us, if they wanted you, there is nothing you can do to stop them, because they can move so fast that your mind can't even process. Oh crap! I've got to run, and they're on you.
Yeah.
That's why that video that my buddy Mark had a research video out that somebody did a breakdown on, and you guys have heard me say that they can move faster than your mind can process information.
Mm-hmm.
And the way the guy breaks it down in that video, and what you see, it proves that I'm right. It makes people aware that what I am saying isn't even, the whole story. That Bigfoot in that video is taking 20 long running strides every second. And think about that. Your mind can't process information that fast.
Your
That's
eyes
how
can't
fast
either.
they move.
Yeah, your eyes can't either.
That's why you can't see them.
Right.
Because all it takes is a tenth of a second, and they're 25, 30 yards away.
You said he was standing up. He wasn't on all fours, right?
No, he was upright,
because
because
you said you had to look up. Yeah.
And he was carrying the rock.
Yeah.
And when he was standing there, I mean, his head was still above the level of my head.
Hold on a second. Are you still buffering? Is there anybody else buffering?
They are all moving in close to listen, I think.
Yeah, yeah, they do that at night. But they don't do a whole bunch, but they will come in. Is anybody else buffering? Okay. I
Hey.
want to make sure.
Hey guys, I'm back. Remember me? It's been a while.
When they come, see, when they come close, you'll actually hear the stick breaks.
Mhm.
We heard a nice tree knock the other day. It's
Just
first time.
Just one.
Yeah. Okay. Everybody's good? Okay.
Now, people have asked me to describe what it was I saw. It was first off, it was covered with hair, and you can tell. People say fur. How do you tell the difference between like fur on a German Shepherd or a bear? And it's not. It's hair like ours. You can tell the difference. But this thing was covered in hair.
How
And
long
it-
was yours? How long do you think the hair was?
Probably 4 to 5 inches.
Okay, so it was the shorter ones.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. What I consider shorter ones, because there are people that say they're like, 10,
Yep.
11, 12 inches long. I mean, there are different places that have either the long hair or the shorter hair. And that's why I think some people are still saying that.
And knowing what I know now, I think he was probably older because he didn't have a 4 head. He had like a 5.5 or 6 head,
Yeah,
like a receding hairline.
yeah.
But still, he had like not like a full beard, but up on his under his eyes, his cheeks, and down low, kind of like a just huge sideburns. But I don't think there was much on his chin or right around his mouth, and there wasn't anything on his upper lip. But You know, it didn't have the cone head and had the round head. It was the size of a award-winning pumpkin.
Do you think the cone heads are more so the age?
I think, well, no, because where I'm at now, I have both.
Okay.
And I've seen a young one with a cone-shaped head, and I've seen a young one with a round head.
Wow, that's weird.
I think it's just different types. And where I'm at, I think it's a couple of different types of interbred, diversity. But
Yeah.
I've got that blonde female with the two blonde little ones. They're probably a year and a half, 2 years old now.
Yeah, I can't wait till we get to go up to your property.
Yeah,
That'll be fun.
Kind of like dirty blonde,
Yeah.
dark tan. They're really cool looking. It's hard for them to hide though. Luckily, they don't have to hide around me. But
Yeah. Whoa. What was that? Anybody have any questions? Yeah, I don't believe in evolution.
so far, I believe there's adaptation.
Yeah.
But Darwin didn't believe in Darwinian evolution. It was all pinned on him.
Yeah. There's lots of motion going on here tonight, guys. There's a lot of... I'm sure that they know Kevin's back. So that should be interesting. Anyway, so what happened after that?
Well, again, it's one of them times that 30 seconds seemed like it lasted 10 hours. But it probably wasn't more than just a few seconds that after he sized me up, he let out a breath. I saw him exhale. And then he lifted up the rock. And then I'm like, in that split second, it's like, oh crap, what's he going to do? And he just lifted his arm out to this side. It was palm facing down in this huge rock that, bigger than a watermelon, that I doubt I could have even got off the ground. He just kind of flicked his wrist and rolled it off his fingers, or under his fingers, and it flew across that little ravine and hit some rocks on the other side and shattered. And he didn't throw it, he flicked it away. And it's like, that caused me a lot of problems, because that's something that weighs more than me. And that, at that instant, I knew that if he would have chucked that my direction, it was going to hit what he was going to throw at, and it would have cut me in half.
How old were you?
14, 15. Well, it was probably between my 14th and 15th birthday, because it was hunting season, so it was late fall.
All right. Well, listen, guys. If you have any questions, ask your questions now. You don't have to put them in all caps, and I'm going to have Kevin look at the screen, because I'll be back in a minute.
Okay.
I'm taking this with me.
Yeah, hand me some of that for my nose, please.
There you go.
Can I have one of those?
Yes, you can have
Okay.
one of these.
Cool.
And he's going to open up his food, so I'll be right back,
My
guys.
sugar was at 87, just so you know.
You just checked it?
When I was in there.
Drink that coffee.
I am. Yes, yes, ma'am. Yeah, it was. It's actually, if you think about it too much, it's scary the type of strength that they have. Yeah, she did. She took it. Matt. How you doing, Bell Pepper? Gordon, I'm not exactly sure. They can sense something. I think they are extremely empathetic, more than we can realize. But I don't know if they can sense what's in your heart or what. Maybe they can.
I don't
You
know
know,
what-
since our electromagnetic, the field, everything puts it off, and everything has a resonant frequency.
There's bananas if you want one. Okay. Okay,
Okay.
I missed the first part. Did your first sighting happen out of nowhere, or did you have any
It
feelings?
happened out of nowhere, Mike.
Even with the knowing how big and strong they are, we still go looking for them. Yeah, I know. Christy went to bed. Oh, did Christy go to bed? Okay.
That's what I mean about if they wanted us, you know, if they intended us harm, there's nothing we could do to stop it. And, you know, so many people see them and all they do is watch.
Yeah, I don't agree with people that say that they're always aggressive, because I don't think they are. I think they're just a lot like people. People have attitudes. Some of them do, some of them don't.
Well, look at what happened
Hi,
tonight. It's if you get too close to their children, they're going to be aggressive.
Yeah.
Just like I would. If I don't know you and you come around my girls, you're going to see a bad side of me.
Yeah. Yeah, we won't get into that conversation.
Yep.
Okay, did they ask questions?
Yeah, I'm trying to answer a couple of them.
Have you been back to the encounter area?
I have been all over that years ago when I was younger. I haven't been back recently. Yeah, I do. It's Kevin Lang. I think it's just Kevin Lang now as my YouTube.
Hi, Wonder. Hi, Belle. Hi, Barry. Good dogs. Yeah, dogs can pick up, I mean, I'd never really even liked dogs, and dogs would come to me all the time. And even when someone would say, I wouldn't, I'm going to have to let you in because my dog won't let you in, and the dog just let me in. So that's just kind of strange.
Laing.
Do you notice any structures?
Back then, no, I did not. I do now, but back then I didn't notice or pay attention to structures until right at the end of my time with Glag is when I finally started piecing all of that together. It'd be nice to go back with the knowledge I have now back then, but then I'd probably be too afraid to leave the house.
Yeah, it gets kind of crazy out
I was
there.
young enough, and my situation wasn't the greatest. And yes, and for those interested, I have talked to my family about it some now.
Woohoo!
And it went like I thought it would. And the reason I didn't talk to them about it, but
At least you got it done.
mm-hmm.
That was good. Okay.
And it all happened right at the same time as all the other crap that started happening again. But
It's just a phase. It'll
Yep.
it'll move on.
the ones that I interact with now that come right up to where I live, if I don't feel good or if I'm hurt, which I've been hurt recently more than once, they all seem to come up and want me to come outside and say hi just to see me to know that I'm okay.
That's cool.
I can't say that for sure, but whenever I don't feel good or right after I get hurt, I've got hurt. I broke my ribs twice since I was there. Once by goofing off, and the other by means out of my control. But it seems like most of them come up and want to check on me and and they just want to see me for me to go out on the back porch and talk to them for a second and know that I'm okay. Is what it seems like.
Yeah, we don't know, what they're thinking, but that when they repeat, you pick the times that certain things are happening, and they just kind of coincide
Yep.
with the events, and then you kind of put two and two together. I think that's what most of us do anyway.
Yep. When my health issues, when I don't feel good at night and haven't went outside, that's when, there's more of them around than usual.
Hi, Tiffany, welcome. Yes, I think that's what he's saying. That there's, I think that
Yeah,
they
they're
have,
incredibly empathetic.
yeah, empathetic.
And I think once you've been around them enough, I'm starting to develop a pretty good relationship with the young male that I think when I first moved there, he was the sentinel. Yeah, I think he still is, but there's been some pretty cool interactions so far.
Yeah.
He always wants me to come out and say hi every night.
Yeah, these guys don't do it every night, but then when they want you to come out, they'll let you know they want you to come out, or at least to the window with me.
And they just want you to come out and say hi. I mean, it's
Yeah.
like, I haven't given, I don't habituate, I don't feed them or anything, but I dropped a 8mm deep socket. Yeah, you hear that? And I couldn't find it at all because it went down on the radiator support, and then as I was driving around on the property, it fell off. And a couple days after I lost it, it showed up on my porch. And I think he found it for me and put it up there, so I left him a turkey feather. And, the next morning, it took the night that he left it, that next night I left a turkey feather there as a thank you. Which is pretty cool.
Yeah, I like. I don't give them food, nothing like that. I give them gifts like that, feathers, marbles. They like that kind of stuff.
Tiffany, I think they are. I think one of these days that we're going to have to rely on them. We're going to depend on them to stay alive. That's just my opinion, but it gets into what I believe they are and what I believe spiritually.
What do you think they are? Do you think they're Nephilim?
No.
I don't either. Thank you.
I think they're descendants of Esau.
Yeah. And I think they're here as guardians, and I think that as things get worse and worse, that you're exactly right. I think that they're going to start showing up more and more because they have a job to do. They're protection.
What does it say in the end time prophecies? A third of the population, right at the beginning, is going to be consumed.
Yep.
And is it the righteous or the faithful?
Faithful.
The faithful will be taken to it depends on the translation, to the hills, or to be protected by their brethren.
Yeah.
Tell me what that means.
Yeah, exactly.
And who, the wording of it, if you know the Jacob and Esau story, Esau was the firstborn, and Jacob stole his birthright and the blessing from their father. And how did Jacob and his mother fool their dad because he's going blind? How did they fool him into thinking that Jacob was Esau?
They made him hairy.
Mm-hmm.
Hairy.
And then Esau asked for a blessing also, which I don't really think was a blessing. But what was Esau's blessing? Your little brother just took everything that was rightfully yours. And what did you get blessed with? You have to become your brother's keeper. Yeah. This guy that just took everything from you and that you want to hurt real bad or kill, and here now you're supposed to protect him. You kind of fit all those puzzle pieces together. That's what I think they are. Now there's other ones out there, the stuff that looks very similar, that is not the same thing.
Yeah, I agree.
That I think you're on the menu because I don't think there's anything good with them. But that's the bad thing is most people wouldn't be able to tell them apart.
The thing that I go by is a lot of people when they start talking about the faith-based aspect of this subject, it becomes more than just controversy, and a lot of people have problems with this or with that, and my biggest thing is to say this. The Bible says that God's ways are not our ways. And Jesus had to teach in parables because we're thick-headed. We don't understand English. So I really truly believe that there's a lot of this stuff that's coming, to fruition and coming to our minds because we have a spiritual awakening. There are things that are happening, and I don't think that I watched an interview the other day of this lady who's not religious at all, but she had taken a drug, and that drug was made her hallucinate. And the first thing she said was that she was going through a really hard time in her life, and all of a sudden, now remember, she's not a believer, and all of a sudden she's in what she considers, she goes, this may sound cheesy, but in heaven is what it sounded like. There's a lot of people that don't even think about this, and they have an encounter, with one of these beings, and all of a sudden a spiritual awakening happens to some. Some other ones relate it to PTSD, and they say that they can't get past it. But I think if someone was to take them out and let them look at it from a different point of view, I think a lot of these people wouldn't have PTSD anymore. I think they'd start to understand, because it can be scary. The unknown is always scary to people that are afraid to begin with. But there are people out there that go searching, and I don't think, and I'm just generalizing here, but I don't think that we all go out and say, we want an encounter, and then when we have an encounter, we go running back, crying and screaming, and say it's PTSD. I think what happens is that inner side that you want to know. We want to know. So getting on channels like this, listening to people's encounters, going out there yourself if you're able to, because a lot of people are not able to. So when you get out there into the woods and you're searching, they might not even come anywhere near you, because there's so much chaos in your spirit. You're just searching for something. But if you get quiet and you go out not searching for them, I listen to most of the encounters. These people weren't out looking for them. They just come up across them, So I think that's a major play in people's encounters, especially more so now.
And I think if you are able to see one, because of their natural abilities and how fast they can move, they could make it to where you never see them, ever. If you see one, I think there's a reason for it. And you might not know it, but they do. Or they can sense it.
Cajun says, or Jules says, Kevin, does the face look similar to Native American?
Yeah, if you shaved the first one that I saw, if you shaved all the hair off his face, he'd look almost Apache.
Yeah, that's what the big one on my property looked like. Not
Yep.
Boo, but the big one.
Yep.
The one at the window, the great big one at the window, by the push out. That's what he looked like. He looked like more Native American than he did, without the stuff on his face.
There's a hoop.
Yeah, you have to. Cryptid. I don't think you're ever prepared. I don't think you can ever be mentally ready. If you've never seen one before, because things change. I know a lot of people that go out there because they really want to see one. I know you did, Pam, but I don't think you're ever mentally ready.
No, you can't be. There's no way that you can.
Because there's nothing to
prepare
compare
yourself.
it to. There's nothing you can compare it to. The size alone. Hey, guys, I've told you this before. I'm stupid. There's things that I should be really afraid of that I've just never been afraid of. Mm-hmm. And I've seen death, serious death. I mean, horrific death since I was 9 years old. So it's not like it's easy for me to see, but it doesn't shock me, right? And the first time I saw one of these things, I was totally shocked. I was in shock. I had no idea how to process it. I've never seen anything that big in my life, and my brain could not grasp the girth of this thing and the height of this thing. I've gone to zoos and seen lots of animals. Nothing compares, and this thing is not behind a cage. Mm-hmm. I'm telling you, there's no way to prepare. Hey, Ramona. I understand what you're saying, though. I get what you're saying, that you've got to prepare yourself, but it's not the same when you see it.
Is all the prep, if you've never seen one, or all the preparation in the world is never going to prepare you for it, because you want to relate it to something that's relatable to you, something that you can wrap your head around. And when you go out looking for something like Andre the Giant size covered in hair, that's, you think that'd be a pretty close representation, when it's like, no. You see something twice the size of an elephant covered in hair, it just kind of, knocks your socks off.
Yeah, they're not, it's not, that's what I'm saying. You just can't be prepared. Some of them do, Jules. I don't think all of them look Native American. How are you doing, Ramona? You're feeling better? Be nice, Tommy. Right, exactly, and that falls into play too, Kevin, because as children we were told about monsters, and we created our own monsters, or we watched movies to verify those monsters. But that's nothing like we've ever seen what we see in the woods. When you see one of these things, it's just not the same.
I never had any experience. I had heard of Bigfoot. I didn't know anything about it, though. I hadn't seen the Patterson Gimlin film. And That wasn't even in my thoughts when I saw the first one. And for the first year, almost a year, probably 6 or 8 months, I didn't even think Sasquatch or Bigfoot. All I could think was there's a monster. But it also changed my way of thinking back then, because here you're told all your life that there's no such thing as monsters. It's all in your head. Well, that wasn't in my head. Ask that bull elk. He wasn't if imagined it, so did he. There's you're told monsters don't exist. What is that? There's something, you know, that's almost as wide as I was tall at the time. 5'10", 5'11", and easily tanked at 1,200 pounds plus, and was running a bull elk down. That just does not compute.
No, it doesn't compute.
And he can run, if he wants to, that they can run that faster than that and not make a sound. I don't understand. I still don't understand it.
When you were with Glag, though, there were times where you heard Glag walking, even though you weren't paying attention, as opposed to other times when you didn't know he was right behind you. Correct?
Yep. Yes.
So it's them choosing whether they want to do that or not, and I don't think it's dependent upon what you're doing, because I was listening to his story. I was listening to his story long ago, and I remember you saying that when someone asked you that question, did you always hear or was he silent? And sometimes, like you said, when you guys were playing, he'd come right up behind you. You wouldn't even know he was there.
Yep.
And other times you would hear him. What?
On North Idaho, it's hard to believe that something that large has gone
Virtually undetected for so long. But see,
once you get to know them and do the research and find out more about them, it's not. They can move quicker than your mind. They can move faster physically than you can think.
And the other thing is, Kevin, the one in northern Idaho, they haven't gone virtually undetected. I think there are so many people that look at all the interviewers. Look at all the interviewers today saying that they couldn't get these people to speak up or go. They're sending their stories in by letter, by text. They want people to know, but they don't want people to know who they are. I think that's been going on for centuries, don't you?
Yes, I do.
And I think the Native Americans have said the same thing. The Native Americans have said the same thing, that they keep that to themselves. They don't even mention their names. So I think it's been going on for a long time, and I think that they have been detected. But most people in today's society, this is the first time when we've had this much publicity. This is when we've had all this social media.
Yep.
It is the information age, so a lot more things are coming out, and I think that's part of this information overload, where people are getting so many stories about so many things. It's hard for your brain to process them all. So you have questions and answers, and that's where these came in handy. If you can talk to someone that you trust, your neighbor, a family member, or someone like Kevin here, you talk to him, you trust him, he tells you something,
That's the reason I did the live chats for a year and a half, was any question that you had about anything that I said. Every Sunday night I did a live chat for an hour or more to let anybody ask me a question. And unfortunately, I can't do that anymore. Trust me, there's a reason why. It's not. I really miss doing it. I didn't realize how big a part of my life that had become, but I think Bigfoot in Germany probably guessed the reason why I quit. There's a few people, but it was just a necessary thing. That's all I will say about it.
Yeah, you don't have to go into detail. And that's fine. People understand, but people have heard it. People, Chev asked how many people have cried. I don't know one person that had a dry eye. If that story didn't touch your heart, then yeah, Arena, you have to go back and listen to the Glag series. But I don't know where I'd be right now if that would have happened to me when I was younger. I have no idea where I'd be right now.
I think that's the only thing that pulled me through when I was younger.
Did you hear that? So, all right. Anybody have any other questions? I'll ask Kevin here if he'll be so kind as to tell a little bit about Glag, but I don't want an all-nighter with questions, guys, or him telling stories. We're getting a lot of activity out here. I don't know, those of you who have your ears on, you can hear some of the stuff that's happening. Yeah, that was a howl. That's what I was just pointing to him, you know.
There's been a couple of howls and a couple of hoops.
Yeah, they're getting close. So so we'll just keep kind of talking and let them coming in. Yeah, and Pam, are you still here?
Michael, it's Kevin Lang,
Lai.
Laing, and actually Chev posts it every once in a while.
Yeah. How big is Glag?
I'm Northern Idaho. I'm not sure now, but he is about 10 foot. The last time I saw him.
Yeah. I wonder how big Boo is now. I haven't been there for a while. Pam, are you inverted? Is that easier on your own book?
Yeah,
Okay.
that helps. Cryptid 559, no problem. You know what?
Okay, can you look off to the right for me, Pam, and keep your eyes on that area just for me for a sec? And Martha, will you do me a favor and look to the left, because there's a car, Kevin's car's in between. How long did you have contact with Glag? Thank you, ladies.
About 4.5 years, somewhere in there. Right through his, don't mess with my car, please. That's
Yeah.
my daughter's.
They did that with my truck the other night. It sounds like they're pushing it in.
Yep, well.
Leaning up against it.
Leaned up against it.
Yeah.
Did you hear my fender pop?
Yeah, my truck did that the other night.
It's just a little car. It's not a big car. You got to be careful with it.
Mine's a big truck and they did it to
I
it.
know, but I heard my fender pop.
Yeah. They're messing with something out there. Anyways, that's funny.
Please don't hurt the little purple car. It's my daughter's.
You can mess with that car over there. We don't care about that car. I'm teasing. I know my husband's listening.
That was something on the front of my car. Well, it wasn't my car that time.
Nope. Are you going to talk tonight? Are you going to say hello to Kevin?
Hello.
Okay, Henna? Halito?
Can you have it nakedy purple PT Cruiser? Please.
Anyways, what do you want to tell us about Glag? What's your favorite thing about Glag, I think, is a good question.
Well, my favorite, what I liked the most was
Yeah.
just the fact that he was my friend no matter what. I mean, when I had a bad date, I mean, it's like, I don't know, it's hard to describe. It was just like here, it was my Zen place, you know, just hanging out with my buddy.
Yeah.
And and because of all of that, nowadays it's made me to where I got to remember I ain't got the biggest, baddest bodyguard in the world out in the forest with me anymore. It makes me, in the past, it has made me too fearless, I guess.
Yeah.
Even though it's been that long ago, I didn't have to worry about anything. I knew that when I was with him, I had to worry about nothing that was out there.
Well, it's mind settling, but it's mind blowing at the same time. You know, I don't know what I'd say. And yes, CA, we are going to the property. God, so used to your voice, I actually upset if you don't go live last night. Are you talking to me, Tiffany?
Yep.
Jules, for about 4 years.
4.5 years, somewhere in there.
Else,
What I know now, it was probably his early teenage years. I thought he was closer to my age, but it turns out now what I know, he is probably a few years younger than me. But just because of his size, it makes you think he's older. But
welcome back, Christy. All right, so oh, my favorite story is when you first met him.
Oh, yeah. Well, let's see, but see, that gets me emotional.
Don't get emotional.
Yeah, well, yeah, I do, because that was
It was
the start of
adorable.
something so cool, and that right there is what, you know, seeing the big O huge one the first time totally changed my thought process. You know,
Yeah.
everybody says there's no monsters out there. There's a monster out there, and then you knew. Are they lying? Is everybody lying? Are adults lying to you? Do they know about it? And then you realize no, they just don't believe it. But
Well, like Martha said, nobody talks about it in the family until later on, and all of a sudden they start telling you, oh yeah, that happened to us, and we're like, what? How come we never said anything? I mean, that's just the way it goes. People keep it quiet because they're afraid. People are going to say they're stupid or liars, or nobody likes being called a liar. Nobody.
well, and that's where with the information age, now if you don't believe in Bigfoot, you're the minority because there's too much evidence out there to prove otherwise. But, back in that time, when I was a kid, when all of this was happening, if you even just said you believe in Bigfoot or you think you saw one, you'd, you'd be ridiculed mercilessly.
No, Jules, his family did not. Hi, Lynn. How are you?
What was the
She
question?
said, did your family know about Glag?
No, not until recently. And that conversation went exactly how I thought it would,
Not very well.
which is why I chose to never talk to him about it. It was ridiculous, but
My family did me too, Ramona. I mean, I know my husband's here listening, but I promise you that he didn't believe, in the beginning either. And like I told you guys before, when I told my daughter or my sons, they were like, what? But they also, does your family know they exist or believe they exist?
well, I I'm not sure. I know my one brother that just visited does. Up until that time, I was just a liar until he was too chicken to step out on my back porch with me.
Yeah. Like I said, it changes people, doesn't it?
Yep.
You find out, how big
There's
and
a
bad
lot
you
of people
actually
that
are.
can't process it and can't deal with it, so it's just that's just all BS because they can't wrap their head around it and can't get past that.
Yeah, you were lucky, Mike. And thank you, John. We really appreciate it. Yes, Glag's a Bigfoot. Have you heard of the 50 Years with Bigfoot series?
Uh-uh.
The lady who's lived with them for years and years?
I've heard about it. I haven't read or seen anything on it.
Yeah.
But I did. A couple of people have asked me about it.
Yeah, I think I watched one show, and that was it. I didn't watch it after that.
I'm reading. What is it? Enoch.
Enoch?
I haven't had time to do much reading lately, but what I've read so far, that
Oh, you'll be
yeah,
able to do that on the property when Lizzie and I are busy. Okay. Only my sis believed me. The rest of the family ridiculed me insanely. Yeah. My cousins now apologize because she had her own encounter. She doesn't laugh anymore. Yeah, I'm kind of hoping in a way that my family, the kids, get to experience some of this stuff. One of the reasons that Lizzie goes is because Lizzie knows, you know, and the rest of the kids, they just don't. I think there's a fear factor there because they know Grandma's not going to lie to them, but they haven't seen them, so the fear is there because look at how small Grandma is compared to these things. How am I supposed to protect them? So I think that's going to stay there until they get a little bit older. But now my husband,
exactly, Gordon.
he's on board, and he's never seen one, but he knows that I'm not going to lie about it. I mean, my husband trusts me, and but it's hard, you know. You thought Glag was a researcher? No, that's Kevin's buddy, Sasquatch buddy. I don't know if I could sit and listen to binge, 50 Years of Bigfoot, because there's so much in there that is like mine, I'm afraid of changing anything that I'm doing. That's one of the reasons I don't listen to a lot of other, not a lot of other people, but certain people that have them on their property. It just gets in your head whether you want to or not. You're gonna find out that you're gonna do some of those things that you've heard. You'll try it at least. I don't want to do that yet. I've got a plan so far, guys. You're going too fast. I can't read. I couldn't read what he said.
That's
Bob, you're gonna have to repeat that.
that's why
Just
it-
copy paste it, hon.
why in the live chats I always miss stuff because it went by so fast.
Okay, my grandpa even asked me about the face because he said there was a type that was big trouble. I don't know. Probably Janasqua.
Or face eater, whatever you want to call
Yeah,
them. Yeah, the ones with
Mountain
fangs.
giants, yeah.
The ones with fangs.
What's the other one?
With
Gugwe.
canines,
Gugwe.
Yep. Jules, we communicated like you and I are. We're not, well, like D and I are right now. And you know how if you have a best friend, how you don't even need to talk and you know what each other are thinking or doing. I mean, the same thing. I don't know how. I think it worked in the very beginning because I needed him and he needed me. And type of thing. We saved each other. But that's something that I don't think, even hearing me say it a million times in the interviews, people still don't believe it.
Yeah.
The fact that they talk. They have a language. It's not just gibberish, and probably not all of them, but there are a lot of them that can talk and understand you. Glag had a quite extensive vocabulary of English words that he could speak.
Yeah, I heard it over here too. There's
That
two
was
of them.
a howl or a hoot from way off over to the left.
Yeah, Shadow, I'm sorry, but I didn't get to read what you wrote. I'm sorry. If you can copy paste it, I'll try to catch it. The chat, you guys know, is either 3 or 4 lines, and it goes so fast. So,
And if we scroll back, it gets even farther behind.
no, I can't scroll back on this one.
Oh, okay.
On this one, if I go to scroll back, it'll shut you guys off, so I can't go back. Yeah, Glag knew Aikido.
The funny thing about that is, it's not like I taught him everything that I know. I was still a novice back then. It's just the main thing that he learned from me was how to do a closed-fisted punch. Double up your fist, the flat part of your knuckles, and how to put his body weight into it. And thinking about just that right there, it's scary. Because of the amount of power that he's able to generate in one punch is, there's no way to record how hard he can hit. But I think that's what helped out that one night, was just that one fact that he learned from me.
Yeah, and I think they do pick up after all these years. I do think they pick up a lot of what people do. I think over all the years, the teepee structures, who got it from whom?
Yeah.
Did we get it from Sasquatch or did they get it from the Native Americans? We don't know these things. So I think they picked up a lot. The only thing that surprises me, guys, is why they haven't used fire. And I know some of them, I've been told, some of the interviews I've heard and I know that, like I told you
They
guys
used
that
to.
night, they tried to put their hand in my fire, and on the property, and I about had a stroke because all I saw was hair. All I can imagine was that hair going up on flames, so what's the closest? He was on he carried him.
He carried me like a baby, and I rode on his back a couple times. Well, more than a couple, but not like it was like I was hung on there like a hanger hanging on a on a rail.
You can hear him talking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I understand that they can be seen from a long way off, but with as many people are in the woods and camping, I can't imagine that they wouldn't at least try it, or even in the caves. How do we know that they're not doing it in the caves? Yeah, Kevin rode Glag's back.
At the time, I was about one of the last times that when he carried me, when my shoulder was ripped out of socket, and he was all beat up too. But here I am, 250, 255 pounds, 6'2", and he picks me up and carries me like a baby, one-armed. That tell you anything about their size. And he wasn't done growing yet. He was still a kid.
I understand that, Shadow. Yeah. You know, there's a lot of people that have had different crazy encounters or things happen to them in the woods or even at their houses. But you know, most of the time you're going to shrug it off, and or maybe you're going to say you think it's an alien, maybe you think it's a ghost. You know, you don't know what they are. I mean, absolutely don't know what they are. So unless you have someone that's had the same experience as you have, you just kind of let it go unless it happens constantly. And then if someone brings it up, you're like, hey, yeah, something like that happened to me. You know, this has been going on for centuries. I mean, absolutely centuries.
It's somebody that I met. It was a retired Forest Service officer, you know, out in the field every day, every day, every day for 30 years. And he got interested in this subject after he retired, and he had never, you know, put, you know, heard about it or done any research or anything. He had never even seen the Patterson-Gimlin film until after he retired. And he said after he started learning about Sasquatch, a lot of stuff made sense to him that he could never make sense of in the forest before that.
Yeah, because he had no one to talk to about it.
And nothing to reference it to. He just thought it was something weird that he couldn't explain.
Hey, Scott, how are you?
Man, that went, a whole bunch of that went by so quick.
I know I can't. That's what I said. I can't read them like this because they're going by really fast.
Yeah, the people that just wrote out, if it was questions, there was 3 or 4 of them. It went by so fast we couldn't even read it.
Yeah. Then he got quiet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I feel the same way. Hi, Chris. How are you?
I need to get it. I'm gonna, as soon as it settles down a little bit, I'm gonna go out and do some more research videos. I shot a couple, but because of something that happens in the video, I didn't feel that, you know, as a moral dilemma, I couldn't post the video because I found, I think, where they live during the daytime in one of them, and I said something about it on the video, so I didn't want to post that because I wouldn't violate that trust in the relationship that I'm building with the ones I have around me now.
You see, that's the same thing I say. You know, I mean, I don't have a lot of content on my channel, and the reason I don't have a lot of video, guys, is because, Laura, is because I don't want to change. I don't want to change that trust. When I go out there, I'll show them my camera and say, I want to go, you know, I want to go out and I want to take some video, and I'll show them. And, quiet, babe. Oh, Bob, you're bad.
Jules.
Anyway, no, it was.
Well, I was just going to say, Jules, yeah, I'm trying to. I just got some editing software so I can finally edit videos.
You can show me how to do it then. I don't know how to edit
I'll
videos.
actually make a copy of my editing software that I just got. So
Okay.
I brought my laptop.
Yeah. I can't wait till you get to come down. And one of these days you need to come down and visit, Chev, if you can. But I would love to have more content out there. And I was really shocked when Lisa came to visit. She did have that FLIR, and she caught Boo sitting right there. I never would have caught that. I saw them move, but, you know, I never would have caught it on camera like she did. But I am enjoying so much of what goes on out there. I feel like I'll betray them if I take the camera out.
Actually, I can show them some pictures off my back porch in the daytime and show them that if you want to aim your camera at my camera, or I could bring it up on my laptop, and you could show them the picture of the ones that you can see right off my back porch in broad daylight.
Oh yeah, we can do that too. I don't know I don't know how well it'll show up here.
Well, let me turn on my laptop and get it booted up, and I'll try, because you can see.
Give me your
that
cigarette until you get up.
I wasn't gonna get up. I was just gonna try to crawl.
Well, go crawl then, but you can't crawl with a cigarette.
I know. Actually, I'm gonna
Rugrat
scooch on
men.
my butt. don't think I could stand up right now. I'd fall right back over.
Weebles wobble, but they don't fall down.
This weeble does. This weeble wobble does.
Anyways, we would, I intentionally, guys, whoever asked the question, if Glag is still around,
Yes.
we know that he is, but
I haven't got to see him in a long time.
Kevin hasn't been able to see him in a long, long, long time.
But I plan on it. And sorry, I can't tell you when I know that it's happening, but you'll know that I'm going to try to find him after I've done gone and come back.
Good night, Cryptid. Thank you for stopping by.
See if I got any juice.
Hear that? The movers again across the street, guys.
Movers and shakers. Man, I can't believe they're exact out there tonight as they are off when I'm on the back porch.
Yeah.
See, it's just my awesomeness that draws them in. Yeah,
There he goes again.
I think, however they do it, I'm not sure, but they can sense something about certain people.
Yeah, I know. I
don't
believe
think
that.
it's anything special with me. I think it all has to do with Glag. It's why I have so much interaction nowadays.
Yeah, but I didn't have any interaction with anybody.
But there it goes to, they can tell what's in your heart.
I don't know what's in my heart, let alone somebody else.
Well, they do. They can tell whether or not you're a good person, but there again, everybody makes mistakes. And that's why I think there's the times that they screw up and somebody sees them, but if they don't want you to, 99.9% of the time, they can stay to where you never see them.
Well, I know that one showed it showed itself. I can't tell you whether it's male or female because I think it was too young. But made sure that Lizzie and I saw it.
Yep.
Actually moved its body to make sure that we knew that it was not a stump.
There's a couple of people that I've been talking to on the phone in the day at my house that, when we're talking about it, the Sentinel, the one that I've had the most interaction with,
Right.
will show himself so they can see him on the video chat on my camera. They'll hold it up and step right out from behind the trees and look at my camera. There's 3 people now that have seen him like that.
Yeah, I know. That kind of freaks me out.
Somebody, what was it, about a month and a half ago, that I think I told you that somebody took a shot at one, I think, right
Yeah.
from the house.
Yeah, you told me that.
Yeah, but they haven't been back.
Great. Well, I want to know.
No, the people that took the shot.
Oh, that's good. I'm glad.
Actually, we found the truck that it was
Really?
and went and paid a visit.
Here, drink this coffee. I don't like your color. I said drink.
Yes, ma'am.
Anyway, so. Hey, Tina. All right, so guys, while he's playing with his computer, like I said, time is going really fast. For those of you that know that you know that you know for a fact that you want to hook up this September, you have to let me know. It's happened to a couple other people that have tried to set up a weekend type thing, get together, and nobody shows. That cannot happen. We are not in a position financially to do this. So if you know for a fact that you're coming, then you have to contact me and say you definitely are coming, okay? And then I will, and I'll make sure that I get this end of it done, okay? So, but I have to make sure that everybody is on board. Like I said, we are not in that position. So a lot of people aren't in that position just to take off. And can you imagine? No, this year, John. Bob, in September, what we want to do is we want to get together either in Fouke or or my property, someplace on this coast. I think Fouke would be the smartest thing to do for this year. And then next year have the two meet and greets, one on the East Coast and one in the center. Well, yeah, next year, I think, like I said, oh, that's right. This year will be Fouke. Matt, I'm going to throw something at you. Okay, so you guys have to email me, make sure, no, we're not going there, not yet. But in September this year, we'll meet up in Fouke. We're going to stay at the park. So we'll be tenting. Yeah.
I think somebody will be there that I know.
Yeah, I know some Sasquatches that'll be there. Oh, the last time we went, we had a ball. But anyways, if you want to bring your camper, that's fine. Bring your camper, but I'm tenting. If you're going to have a whole bunch more activity tenting than you are in a camper. Yeah, that's what I plan on doing, Scott, with Lizzie. No, you won't, Shadow. You won't be sleeping on a tree down there. You'll be a Bigfoot taco. I promise you, they'll probably spin you around. You'll wake up on another tree the next day. Tenting is fun. Guys, I'm telling you, when they walk right up to your tent, there's nothing like it. You can actually see around their tent. You can see their shadows. There's nothing like it. If you're in a camper, you got the engine going or the air going, it's not the same. If you really want an encounter, you need to tent it. Stop being chicken and just get out there and tent. Those of you who cannot, you can't lay on the ground, then fine, I understand. But the rest of them, they're not going to hurt you down there. They're brats. They're fun. That's what I'm saying, Ramona, for those of you that can't. Yes, they are pranksters. Yeah. Yeah, like I'll get down there on a Thursday and people will usually show up like Friday, Saturday, and we leave on Sunday or whatever. But, it's a... Did you hear that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they walked up on our tent before. No problem. Well, the point is, Ramona, you can't. They do have those. Hey, did you guys see those new cots? They actually have the air mattress on top of it. You could sleep on one of those, couldn't you? They're only like $30. Well, Lizzie will be back in school, so she won't be able to come. The kids won't be able to come, but I won't be able to get hubby down there either. I don't think he'll go. I don't think he'll, because I know he can't sleep on the ground. I'll definitely know the complete dates by the end of the month, because I have to call them and make sure it's available. Okay, you can name it, Shadow. Check them out. They sell them online. It is an air mattress cot for camping. They're not that expensive. They're small, but they're But I definitely want to go, and I think if everybody brings their own food and we all cook food together, we don't have to be separate and everything. If you don't want, we can all cook food together and camp out in the same place. Oh, I just got bit.
Yeah, I had one
Ant.
die in my arm.
Wasn't it an ant? Oh, a mosquito in here? Oh, you got it outside.
Well, he was just right there, and well, probably because it was laid over dead with his beak still stuck in my arm.
I would say you
That-
brought him in with you.
That still is so odd to me that when a mosquito bites me, it dies before it can get full.
No beer.
My blood is toxic. Ha ha ha.
You're funny.
To them anyway.
I will ask this, guys. I will ask this, and I'm sorry to do this, but I will ask that you guys don't bring alcohol. It was a nightmare with the ones that were drinking. It was a nightmare. I
They
think
won't come
I
around
think
if you're drinking.
I think the yell was the guys at Chaffee. They're that close. I think it was the men at Chaffee. You hear the owl?
Oh, do you have duck owls and
Yep.
chicken owls and
Yep.
cow owls like I do?
Yep.
The monkey owls are the funniest.
I'm serious, guys. No, we don't want you impaired down there. Hey, Nita. It's nice to see you, sweetie. I really just would appreciate it if you guys are going to come down, the ones that are coming. Please don't bring don't bring any alcohol. Okay. Yeah, if I can get Kevin to come down there with you, he'll come
What? When is it?
in September.
I think I could probably swing it.
He says he thinks he can probably swing it. All right, let me get rid of my trash, guys.
Might have to hitchhike, but I'll do it.
You're not going to hitchhike. You'll be going with me, you weirdo.
Well, I'll have to hitchhike to here.
Oh, okay. Why?
Either that or steal my daughter's bicycle and ride it down.
Why? What's going to happen to the purple?
Well, remember, it's my daughter's.
Oh.
Because my Tahoe is tore apart in the shop, and my PT Cruiser needs a head gasket.
Well, get that stupid piece of crap thing over there working.
Well, I will.
And take it with you.
All right. I've got the parts to fix it. I just need to not be busted up to.
Yeah.
To work on
You can have that. You can have that little car down there.
I need your Wi-Fi cuss word. Hold on a second. Where is it? Okay.
You guys hear Chaffee? Hear him shooting? Those are tanks. You shush.
Mine 56. Is that your Wi-Fi?
Yes.
Okay.
What, baby? What? I can't hear you. Oh, pass it off. It's up there. Right here. Right here. I'm sorry, Chev. So this is, they better not be shooting at Sasquatch. That gunshot is close. That's not on Chaffee. That gunshot's not on Chaffee, guys. Wolverines! Kevin, did Glag tell you why they're here?
No.
No.
I would love to go back with the knowledge I have now and ask questions like that, but I was a kid.
Yeah.
Living off with my best friend.
Yeah. I don't know, but I'll tell you what, that shooting is not coming from Chaffee. I can hear that down the street. That's in someone's backyard. That's not Chaffee. That's not Chaffee caliber either. Listen to it. Well, then get your buns down here, Chev. To the right. It's down the street.
Oh, I'm gonna have to disinfect this after this. I don't have that nasty Facebook on here yet. See, that's what it's taking so long to put it on here.
Probably they're shooting at something. I don't know.
Yeah, that's not from the base. That's from.
No, you can hear the caliber. It's not something they use. Me either.
friends
Like I
have
said, I
left
think
yet.
I think it's a neighbor, and I think they're shooting at something. I hope it's not a Sasquatch either.
I think that's the wrong thing to do.
Yeah, me too. Okay, guys, watch your ears. Watch your ears. Question for Kev. Were you able to look closely at Glag's fingers to see if they have dermal ridges like ours?
All of that stuff I did not think about.
He
when I
didn't
was a
think
kid.
he was a kid, and that was his best friend. He didn't even think about any of that stuff. It could be easily. Look, I got guys. There's an ex-police chief down the street with his kids, and I'm sure it could very easily. They have ARs playing in their back. As if they shoot towards their backyard, they're shooting right into Chaffee. Because it's coming from the right hand, and I can hear these guys right in front of me. It's 1:35 in the morning. That's why I said watch your ears. I'm gonna yell hey and see if they answer. What does their hair feel like?
You know what?
What does their hair feel like?
Actually, a lot softer than you think it would be. It depends on, you know, how they maintain themselves also. But it's hair. It's not fur. It's like our hair, not like a, you know, dog's coat.
Right. Soft. Hey! Yeah, that's the wind. Hi, Elise. Welcome. Yeah, good possibility.
That was all one word, right? Caps, right?
Yes. No, all lowercase. Yes, Scott. They've receded. Last I heard it was 21 feet. Compared to the 43 it was. Is that you?
What?
Or are they talking out there?
They're talking.
Okay.
No, it's access. This device is blocked by access.
Oh, yeah, I have to change that. I have to go up and change it. Sorry.
No, I can't get to the pictures unless I can get on the internet. freaking. So, whenever you can do that, we can do it later.
Yeah. I know, I've lost subs. Will you ever do your YouTube channel again?
I haven't done a video in a month or so, but I still do research videos.
Yeah, he still does videos.
It's the beginning.
What's that?
There's somebody downstairs.
I'll be right back.
I still do the research videos, but it's race season, and I'm the crew chief of a race truck, and I have just been extremely busy. But now I have a couple weeks off because our next race isn't until the 23rd. But I don't think there's going to be anybody on the track that can keep up with RJ this next race. He's got a pretty good mechanic.
Yeah, just saw a spider run towards you. You're not gonna cry. It's all right. It won't hurt you.
It's a spider.
It's not gonna hurt you.
I don't like spiders.
Just step on it. It's not gonna
I
hurt you.
can't. I'm gonna.
You ain't gonna
You're gonna hear
die.
me scream like a skimpy little 5-year-old.
I'll kill it for you. I'll save you.
Spiders scare me. It's the eyes. The thousands of eyes.
What's strange? What'd I miss?
I don't know. I couldn't see over there. I was just telling them, just talking that I haven't done a video because I'm the crew chief on a race team. Building a race truck, but finally got it all dialed in, and I've got a couple weeks off before the next race, so I'm going to try to do a couple more research videos.
Martha, that was my grandson. He was yelling at Lizzie. Lizzie was spraying him with Febreze.
I mean, the last video that I did on my YouTube channel, you see the little boy RJ?
Yeah.
That's whose race truck I built, and he has actually become a pretty good little squatcher too.
Cool.
All the footprints that we have found,
Yeah.
all but one he's found.
Really?
Yep. Yeah, all the footprint evidence from there is from him. My daughter found the big one. The
Cool.
17.5-inch long, 7.5-inch wide print. I think that was the Alpha's print.
Scoot yourself over here.
I'm trying. It's hard to move when you can't move.
Is Glag a type 1 or type 2?
I never can get the type.
Type 1 is Patty.
Yes, that's Glag.
Type 1.
But Glag's a lot better looking than Patty was. Glag was actually a handsome guy.
Now we're talking. Here, put this on there. Put this right here and use that. There you go.
Glag was actually, I always thought he was so cool looking. I guess I was too young and stupid to think that he was scary looking. He was my friend. But I thought he always did. His pork chop sideburns, I just always thought, man, if I could ever grow sideburns like that, like the Kentucky Headhunters drummer. I don't know if you guys know who he is, but he had sideburns that were about 3 feet long. And that's what I want.
What color was Glag?
Cinnamon, or not cinnamon, like burgundy, reddish brown, dark reddish brown.
Look it up, Bob. Did you say you have a pic of Glag?
No, I don't. I would never do that.
If Kevin and I make Glag stickers, anyone interested?
Who said that?
Chev.
Oh, yeah, because me and him have talked about that.
I'll take one. Baby, you still here? Meaning my husband. Don't anybody get funny on me.
What do I miss about my relationship with him? Just the fact that he was, I don't know, it's hard to explain. He was just my best friend. And the fact that, I had no secrets from him, if you know what I mean by that. I never had to worry about him stabbing me in the back or going and, talking behind my back to somebody else. It was, I was me with him. That's what I miss the most. Is I didn't have to have a social filter. Not in the bad way, but you know what I mean. I had no secrets from him. I think that's what I miss the most.
Yeah, but they also aren't capable of the same kind of deviant.
No, it's not in their thought process to go around and do that type of thing. Just like lying, they're brutally honest because they don't lie. That's not even in their thought process.
Did he ever steal a girlfriend, Kevin? I doubt Kevin brought girlfriends up there.
No.
I want to ask Sibylla Irwin for permission to use her image of Glag for the sticker. Chev said that.
Yep.
Okay. Yes, Matt, he does
What?
believe that he's still alive.
As of, no, never mind. Yes, he is.
I was gonna say, don't do that.
I just
What's the matter
say,
with you?
just say, I know he's alive and well. And he saved a couple people's life. Wait, oops.
What'd I tell you? What's the matter with you?
Well,
You can't help it.
It just slipped.
No, it didn't slip. Your mouth can't slip.
Well, it also goes to show people that they're not all bloodthirsty killers. I mean,
They're not.
he's helped, and in a huge way, saved somebody's life.
Well, he'll be back, or and we're gonna be together for the next few days, and we're gonna have the camp stories on the property. So, no, Scott, you're not. No, he's not telling you nothing.
Well, I told it in the live chats. I'll tell you what. I know somebody that was hurt in the backcountry really bad,
Oh, not that one. I wasn't talking about that.
and is that what he means? You tell that?
Yeah, tell that one.
And she got thrown off a horse. She was watching the forest fires for the Forest Service, and she got thrown off her horse and broke her collarbone and her leg and a couple of ribs in her arm. And, it knocked her out. She got hit on the head pretty hard. And she woke up, and somebody was carrying her and talking to her and telling her, "It's okay, you're hurt, I'm taking you to get help." And, she'd remember, coming awake and hearing that. And then after 2 or 3 times of that, she finally woke up and stayed awake and realized that somebody was carrying her like a father would a newborn baby. And she's sitting in the palm of his hand. His fingertips are at the back of her kneecaps, and the heel of his hand is at the back of her neck. Yeah, she was a small woman, a Native American woman that isn't, much over 5 foot tall, but still, that tells you a little bit about how big he's gotten. And he took her all the way to the edge of town. It's about 14 or 15 miles he carried her.
Smell it.
Mm-hmm.
That's that smell I talk about. It just waves. It just waves in.
And it's not that a bad smell like everybody report. That's kind of like what I get. It's never bad. I only smelled the bad stuff one time from Glag.
Yeah.
And after I found out about that person that he helped, I found out about I think it was 3 more people over the last 20 years that have been helped by what could only have been Glag.
What happened to her horse?
They don't. It showed up back at town 2 days later.
Oh, okay. Do they travel a lot on all fours?
Yeah, I know. After the first time, that first couple days that it took for me to meet Glag and draw him in. After that, I didn't see him on all fours that much until that bad night when he came across that clearing where we were at. He came across on all fours, and I hadn't seen him do that in a long time.
Yeah.
And the look, I mean, he crossed 40 yards just in a split second.
Yeah, I know. You said that. That's the freaky part. Ramona, I don't know what the smell is. It happens once in a while here.
And there's no way to describe it.
No.
It doesn't smell like anything that we can relate it to. But it's just what
It's
it
a
is.
smell. Yeah, I know what they are. Michael says, do they use fire? You said that he built the fireplace, but it was a bark, was it?
No, he never could use my fire starting tools. Nowadays they have those big old huge
Bix,
novelty
yeah, I saw
lighters.
that, yeah.
I thought, I wonder if he would be able to use one of those. But could you imagine a Sasquatch with a lighter running around the
No,
floor?
no, I can't. Christy says, what does it smell like?
Sasquatch, but not the nasty smell. It's just I know what it is.
And
It's kind of like. Do you know what a currant is? You know the fruit, like a currant bush. You know what a currant smells like? It kind of smells like a cross between a currant and a gooseberry. Like if you squish it between your fingers.
yeah, with that odd smell to it.
With a mix of something like ginger in it.
Smells like Twinkie. Not Twinkle, Twinkie. And Chev says, tell him about the foul language. Don't say that word. Don't say that word.
That's the one regret that I have, which is still funny as all get out, but it's still I regret it. Because now that I'm older and I have children and I don't I try not to say those words even though I slip up. Okay, Chev. Jerk. The last few, when I, talked with Glag, I told him, if I'm not around and, to just avoid people because you can never tell which ones are, I didn't know, and I didn't know he could differentiate, but I said, you can never know which ones are good and which ones are bad. Yeah, I'm a human and I'm okay, but, for the most part, I don't think you can trust people. And I said, if they just get too close and you just absolutely can't get away, tell them to, go, F off. And unfortunately, that phrase has been heard multiple times. There's been a lot of people that have reported it, that a big old huge booming voice comes out of the forest that tells somebody to, do that. And with me teaching him that phrase and how to use it and when, and it's always been an appropriate use of it. It kind of makes me think that it's either him or
no
his.
swearing.
I didn't. I
got it.
didn't.
Rich King Lord.
Oh.
No, 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 no.
Yeah, Christy, exactly. And there's been many accounts of people hearing that come from the forests around where I grew up. And they do because it scares them that so bad that they need to go change their underwear. It would me too.
It would
even
me too.
knowing that I'm the one that taught him that, it'd still make me turn into a 3-month-old and poop my pants.
Mike says, well, you can teach him something different when next time. I don't know what I would do if I heard that coming from the woods, especially with their lung capacity.
Yeah, you hear,
No,
leave. And it's like, okay.
Idaho. Such a bad influence. That's what I told him too. You know, the last
Bigfoot
one
Explorer, there's a lot of that information that I hope you can understand. I keep close to the chest. I keep tabs on him as best I can, but I hope you understand there's a reason why some of that I just ain't gonna go there or tell what I know,
Yeah,
and
I
it's
figures.
out of respect, and I think I may have said too much, on the interviews and stuff.
Chef can't stop laughing. Ha 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 ha.
My fear is always that anything would happen to him because of anything that I've said, and that would just that trust that I have with him, or that I had back then.
Back. When they get close, we go into the portal here. Are we back? Yes or no?
I have had
Buffering.
it just totally mess my camera up.
Yeah, I know they do that. Hold on.
Perfect signal, everything should be perfect, and my camera starts, you know, acting super weird.
We're back. Okay. All right. Let's put you back. Whenever they get close, we always lose it. So
I've always wondered, is that something that they do, or is it just something that that
there.
did it go? There
Yeah.
it goes.
Hold on. It says stream inactive. Hold on.
Holy cow, it's catching back up though.
Yeah, I don't know if it is actually because it says stream inactive.
Yep.
Lizzie, please put some manuka honey in it. The manuka honey.
Man, it's been inactive for a while.
Yes,
actually.
it has. It says inactive.
Yep.
How much?
Let me see. Not much.
Did it come back on yet?
I don't think so. Is it back, guys? It says inactive. Can anybody hear me?
Cool.
It still says stream inactive.
Yeah, but they say it's back.
It's back. Okay.
And that's why it went inactive, because you see how much was jammed up?
Yeah. But see, it's still yellow.
Yep.
Okay, let's try this again. If not, I'll shut this one off and start over, guys. They get close and it's all over. Because right now it says my stream is inactive. I have no idea what that means. And my
Me neither.
battery, instead of my battery being green, it's yellow. This is,
You make sure that's plugged in.
it is plugged in. I checked it. I checked all the connections. Yeah, it's lying because see, Kevin, you can read it right there. Oh, now it says live. Okay, there you go.
Yeah. You smell that too?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It kind of smells like.
See, go right here.
I know. I can smell it. It's right there.
Yep. That's the smell I get. I try to explain to people what it is, but it's weird. It's a very strange smell. Thank you very much.
It smells like at somebody's house, or
Yes.
some cleaner or something that they used from my childhood. But I know it probably was that instead. But I always assumed it was
Good night, Pam.
like a Lysol or something. But
No, would you please close that door? And I need you guys to quiet down, okay?
Okay. Love you.
Love you too. Thank you. Okay, so Michael, he said that he knows they can live longer than us if they're healthy. That's all he knows.
as long as like their teeth don't get rotten and they haven't been in a
I guess.
dominance fight
Yeah.
and get hurt like that.
Yeah, I guess if they don't get the crud beat out of them and they don't eat people food, I think they'll live longer.
That's the thing that I think is a huge no-no, is especially stuff that's got our processed sugar in it.
Exactly. That's why I ask people not to give them peanut butter. You know, I mean, not only does it have sugar, but it has the high fructose corn syrup in it too, which is what causes our problems, let alone theirs.
All
Well-
you need is something that can bench press my Chevy Tahoe
Yeah.
on a sugar rush
Yeah.
or a toothache.
I could see that happening. You know, either that or give them too much caffeine.
Oh, could you imagine on a Red Bull?
Oh, no thanks. You'd have to have a couple of them. Did Glad go to Kevin's house? No. He didn't go to your
Well,
house.
not that I know of, but knowing what I know now, I would say that he followed me home before. But actually going up to it, I don't know. He could have easily got right to my bedroom window.
How old do you think Glag is now?
He's a couple years younger than me. 45, 43, somewhere in there.
Hear the whistle?
Mm-hmm. Trying to. That smell is very reminiscent of somebody's. It's a pleasant smell.
Mm-hmm.
It's a. I know it's associated with their happy.
Matt, I don't know. I don't know if they bury their dead. I don't know. I don't know what they do. You know, there's a lot of cave systems and stuff like that. We have no idea. You know, I don't think anybody that I know of has actually seen one die and see what they do with them. I mean,
Yep.
so those are questions we all have. You know, I mean,
And the critics or skeptics say, why hasn't anybody found a dead body in the forest? We know how many bears there are. We know how many deer and elk there are. How many people find a deer carcass or a bear carcass in the forest?
I had never seen a bear carcass.
No. If they don't bury the dead in 5 days, Mother Nature will get rid of it.
Ants alone will tear it apart. All the
Oh,
bugs will.
they had a camera on a deer carcass.
Yeah, I saw that.
Then, oh man, it's so vile.
Yeah.
Because when you realize that there is that many maggots on it,
Yeah.
that it's gone in 3 days.
CA, he's trying. Well, people are always going to throw questions at you like that, but you know, one thing I liked that, because I don't listen to Wes Germer very
Exactly.
often, but one thing that he did say is that I don't have one in my basement. I'm studying, and that's the whole thing. You know, if someone, I think if there's one person out there that might know, it's that person that does the 50 years of whatever her name
Yeah.
is, because I don't know her name. But anyway, she might know what they do. You know, other than that, I don't have that answer, and I don't know anybody who does. So there's a lot of questions that we have, and we ask the same questions over and over to everybody new, hoping someone has an answer that they have witnessed, not heard of, that they have witnessed, and that's what I'm all about. You know, if I witness something, I'll tell you guys, but if not, it's just my guesstimation as much as it is yours.
Well, and that's why every time somebody's asked me a question, if I don't know the answer, I'd say it'd just be speculation. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
But if I know something, man, that's what gets me about the infighting in this subject is if everybody pulled together the knowledge that we all have, we'd have a whole lot greater understanding of these beings.
Instead of bickering about it.
Yep. And that's why I always did my live chats because I wanted people that any knowledge that I have that can help someday in some way or help somebody, I think I have an obligation to tell it.
Right.
That's why I did the live chats.
Did you get to see the, no, you didn't. Next time we go to the Honabi conference, I want you to see the fingernail that they found.
Okay.
And tell me if you believe that that's a Sasquatch. I believe it's a Sasquatch fingernail because of the ridges in it, the coloring of it, the shape of it. You know, even if it was another animal that they sawed it down, you could tell that it wasn't. It was all intact, and it definitely looked like a fingernail. I know it's a rhetorical question, but had to ask. Oh, I understand. We all understand that. That's what I'm saying. And he's right, you know, Kevin's right. If every one of us put all of our information together that we have seen, not just heard, that we have seen, then we'd have a lot more similarities between or differences between places in the United States, you know, colors, smells, you know, shapes, all this other kind of stuff. No, Bob. No.
What?
No. Bob says, did the Nazi BF torture another BF to make them talk and pull fingernails?
Maybe, but not. Yeah, well,
No.
I wouldn't put anything. Never mind.
What they did was apparently there was an animal that had killed some guy in Honaby's cattle and I don't know what else, a horse or something. And that's what they found. They found a fingernail. And somebody found it on the ground when they were cleaning up the mess and took it to the Honaby Bigfoot Conference. And as far as I know, M.K. Davis has it. He's the one that showed it to me.
And saw somebody who said that they missed my Sunday Night Live chats. So do I, guys. I miss them bad. Trust me, I'd still be doing them if it were possible. But I can't. And that's about all I got to say about that.
Well, they didn't tell anybody else. They went, all those people in Honaby, they all know that Sasquatch exists because they've been putting up with them for years, so they all pass it to each other. Have you been... He hasn't been threatened, he's been warned. We're just going to leave it at that.
I was asked politely.
Yeah, that's what I
We'll put
said.
it that way.
Yeah, we're just going to leave it at that.
Yep.
It's the best way to do it. Guys, please don't ask, okay? Just trust him. I didn't see what you said, Gordon.
You guys know you can't hurt me, you can't threaten me, but there is some way that you can get me dance like a monkey. If you have any imagination, you can probably figure it out. I know.
What am I going to do with you? Stop.
Stuff a sock in my mouth and
Okay.
duct tape it shut.
That's what I'm
Then
going
I'll
to do.
have to tape my hands.
That's what I'm going to do. You just sit over there and behave yourself. The divisiveness of the subject, politics and religion is most likely to design and encourage to be kept alive to sow confusion and hide the truth. Exactly. Absolutely. You know, I mean, they want for everybody to argue with each other. You know,
Because it
they
keeps
want to
us-
make sure, yeah, because it then you don't have a solid concrete anything.
And I have an
I will,
opinion
Chev.
as to why there is a cover-up and massive amount of evidence that's out there now. Look at what with Ketchum's, you know, Rick, they tried to destroy her.
All right, hold on. Tell me when we're back, guys. You okay? Are we back? See, I have to move you away from the window for it to come back. Okay?
They just got close, really
Yeah,
close.
that's what
right
I mean.
In the corner.
I know. You know why? Because my insides are shaking like crazy.
Well,
Yeah,
you
they're
heard my coughing fit.
yeah they're close, and that it happens all the time. And guys, I can't upload the videos yet because I have to. Ever since that person on my pole, I've had to do something specific with my router. So now I have to go change that in order for Kevin to go access his.
Yep, to be able to get on the internet
Yeah.
on my laptop so I can show you the pictures that I sent from my phone to my laptop.
Yeah, but we'll get that done. We're not done yet. Like I said, I won't be able to go live on the property, but we'll have some night chats out there. Did you bring your flare?
It's not completed yet. I broke, so I haven't been able to hook up the screen to it yet. The monitor part of it.
Hi, Nan. Welcome. Ask them why they come to the window.
So they can see and hear us.
No, they wait for me to leave before they come to the window.
Should I tell you the young male that I have the most interaction with at my house now? How he actually comes up and politely asks me to come out, well, in his way, instead of, doing a whole lot of other stuff. I told him, don't bang on the house, don't scare the crap out of me when I'm sitting on the toilet at night by tapping on the window. I told him if you want me to come out and say hi, come up to my front bedroom window and say my name. My name's Kevin. And I think it's pretty cool because three times now I've heard an attempt, what I believe to be an attempt at my name, and a light tap on my window. And so I go out and say hi.
Yeah, and I don't think they want anything. I think they just were their entertainment. And I also agree with you, Gordon and John, as far as you notice that the stuff in Chaffee has ended, and they were directly in front of us for a while. They want to know if you see them at the window.
I have a couple of times, and even knowing what I know, it's still, almost a Charmin moment.
Ha ha, Bob.
What did you say?
Scaring the crap out of you while you're sitting on the toilet sounds like an increase in inefficiency.
It was. It was very efficient. I didn't have to sit there very long. When that first time I got a tap at the window when I sat down on the toilet at about 3 o'clock in the morning.
Wait till they do that in the property in the RV. Wait till they do that in the RV. I'm telling you, you will jump straight out of your skin.
Well, my head hit the roof at the house when it happened. Got backsplashed that it was about 3 foot tall. Holy cow. Then they said, don't scare the crap out of me when I'm trying to take a crap.
Well, did you ever see Glad Cloak?
No. Never saw anything that would be quote unquote supernatural with Glag. But I will say that his natural abilities, just his a natural ability
Makes sense.
could be mistaken for paranormal.
Why is that off?
I just had to take it off for a few.
Yeah, Kevin, what's your favorite Bigfoot movie?
It's kind of cheesy, but Letters from the Big Man or something
Mine
like that,
too.
I think.
That's mine. That's my favorite too.
I don't like the horror Bigfoot films because they
No.
always try to make them look like bloodthirsty killers.
They
and they're
want you
not.
to. They want you to
Yep,
think
that's
that
what
way.
they want you to think. Oh, you want me to say why I think there's a cover up? And people say it's
No, they didn't ask
forestry.
it.
Huh?
They didn't ask.
Well, good. Then I'm going to tell them anyway. I don't think it has anything to do with the lumber industry or, timber or, any of that. It boils down to what I think the conspiracy and cover up on all things is related to. It's trying to destroy people's faith in God and belief in God. And I think that because what the DNA study shows is they are not the missing link.
Right.
And, they, for a long time, they thought that if they could get DNA from a Sasquatch, that it would prove their evolution theory. And it does 100% the opposite. It disproves it and proves that there is there is an intelligent design, and it disproves it. It goes against what they want you to believe and what they want you to think. It proves that evolution is not what's out there. It goes against it. That's why I think the cover up, and a lot of people think that's too simple of an answer.
Most times they do.
But I think that's the reason for a lot of the cover up and a lot of the keeping people stirred up.
I think that's but that, and I also think. Good night, Christy.
Good night, Christy.
I also think it has to do as far as governmental is concerned. I think that it's too much there's too much that will happen if that comes to light. So, and I do believe it'll mess up with the forest industry and money that's
Yeah.
coming inside. So I think
But-
it's a but I agree that that's part of it, that they don't want to prove or disprove anything like that. They'd rather just keep people guessing.
Well, the main thing is they want to keep people.
Kevin,
Okay.
oh, sorry, you're gonna have to ask that again. I will, Christy. You're gonna have to ask that again because I missed it. Hold on, he asked a question and I totally missed it. Your head hurts? Are they talking to you, Shadow? Banging on your walls? Whoever asked that question needs to ask again because I missed it. They were asking you something and I totally missed. Thinking about how we keep trying to fit them into our box. Right, Quinn, exactly. I asked about you the other night, haven't seen, oh, that's right, okay. Okay, that's not what someone, it was somebody else. Matt, Kevin, in your opinion, is letters an accurate portrayal of some of them? Is letters? Oh,
But yeah. How that one was kind of like like her guardian, that made sure nothing bad. Yes, I do believe that.
good night, Christy, God bless.
Night, night, Christine. Yeah, get my number and give me a call. Just right around the corner. That's where I heard him when I went out to my car to get my bag earlier.
Yeah, but this one here by my truck always seems to like to stay behind my truck. After 3. Good night, Gordon. God bless you. Have
Night,
a great
Gordon.
day. Hi, Cher. Anyways, we won't be on here real late. I'm not staying on till 4 tonight, guys, because we have a lot to do to get ready to leave tomorrow. And so, good night, CA.
And it takes me a long time to get revved up in the morning.
Yeah, well, you'll be up before I will. But does anybody have any last questions for Kev before we go?
Did you guys hear that?
This delay is horrible.
Yep.
But I have lurkers that listen and watch. Do you know if Glag has the ability to zap?
Tina, I never saw it. So I don't, and I don't know what it was that hit me that night on that live stream, or that live stream from out in the field. That was it. I remember that night very well because that's the first time it had ever happened to me.
Michael Worsted would love to meet you, Kevin, when I eventually come to U.S.
Would love to meet you too. I've met quite a few people that got a lot of good people that I've met because of this.
What'd you learn that helps you the most from Glag?
Compassion.
Did Glag ever say anything about the others?
No. Sure. I was a young kid and didn't think about that. The questions that I would have now, I didn't even ask questions back then. If you ever get out this way, give us a jingle.
Yeah.
I've got a spare bedroom if you ever come out. You can stay at my house and go on my back porch with me.
We will, like I said, I won't be able to go live, but we will be continuing this, for the next few days. And when I get back, I'll be uploading quite a few things, I think. But in the meantime, I want to say thank you to Kevin for coming on and sharing his story with you guys. And I want to thank all you guys for showing up and asking all the great questions and being family as normal. And I want to also say God bless you to everybody. He's in Arkansas now, guys. North Arkansas. But anyway, yeah, that's about it. Don't forget, I'll be praying for everybody in there. If you have special prayers, I want you to contact me. You guys have my email address. Go ahead and contact me, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. If you want prayers, just ask for prayers, and it can be unspoken or spoken. It's up to you. And remember, if somebody needs help, help them, because it's the right thing to do.
Yeah, there you go.
Don't leave you with the voices. Uh-oh. Yeah, I'm glad I finally got Kevin here. It's been a while.
This has been too long.
Yeah.
And I will try to do some more research videos, guys. That's about all that I can do at the moment. But my life has been turned upside down and backwards and rolled all around. And it's just taken a bit to get back into the groove of things.
Yeah, but this is family right here,
Yep.
and they will all pray, right? You guys will all pray, right? So that Kevin gets back on his feet and that he's able to do what he set out to do and that God allows it, right? Because this is one heck of a praying
Yep.
group. We all
Awesome.
pray here.
It's
So-
just, after doing things a certain way for over 20 years and now having to figure out how to be on my own again, it's just been a little difficult.
It's all right. You'll be okay.
I sleep better.
You got.
I'm serious. I sleep the best I've slept in 20 years.
Well, you got family. So this family here loves you, and
Thank you, guys. I appreciate that more than you know.
all right. Good night, guys. We love you. Take care, and we'll see you on the next one. Don't forget, we're gonna be gone for 4 days. You're gonna miss me.
You better kiss me. You're going to miss me when I'm gone.
Bye, guys. Yeah, I
Good
will.
night.
All right, bye.
Later.